Raila Odinga's MPs from Azimio meeting the Kenya Kwanza regime without permission are betraying the people and should resign and seek fresh mandate. Kidi Mwaga says nonsense. What say you?
I think we have to look at this thing from both sides of the coin. One, we have to really understand what the Right Honorable Raila Odinga means by permission, because there was a time, and I think that this was in less than a month ago, when the president was in Nyanza and all these MPs were there to welcome the president, and there was no outburst about this. Now, there should be no problem with leaders having a meeting. Members of parliament, the president, all of them are elected by the same people. And therefore, it should be possible that they can actually be able to consult. But the problem that is there in Kenya today is that most of these are not consultations, but it's actually political whipping. So we are looking at a position whereby we are heading into the government trying to muzzle opposition in all manner. And remember, the president actually rightfully said in the beginning of his term that he wants a very active opposition. But what the president is also doing is to muzzle that same opposition, that there is no opposition at all. So I think that is now where we get into a bit of a confusion. And then for the tribulations of Jalang'o, I don't think per se people had quite a big problem with Jalang'o going to State House, but him coming out and chest-thumping about it and saying he would have still done the same thing even if Raila Odinga was to tell him not to do that. I think that is what angered the ODM fraternity, because he came out more like to disrespect his own party leader. And I think that is why this purge, you can see it's not happening to most of the other seven that were with him. It is perfectly within him alone. It's like he's the one on target. I think it's because he has come out more or less to say he's chest thumping about it, more or less to say that I don't care whether Raila Odinga told me to go or not, I would have still gone. And this was for development. And remember, Olive, development is one word that is being used to whip political alignments, because members of parliament do not necessarily need the president for them to orchestrate development in their areas, because members of parliament have a constitutional office. They are part and parcel of the government. There is I don't know why we keep thinking that when you're a member of parliament you need to keep sitting with the president for you to be in government. This government has three arms. The president is the head of the executive, and members of parliament are the legislative arm of government. If we do not have them keeping the government under in check, then we wonder then who is actually legislating for this country. So I do not agree with members of parliament when they say that that they are meeting the president because of developmental reasons. Members of parliament like Babu Owino have been able to develop Embakasi East, but we have not been seeing them having constant meetings with the president. But be that as it may, we should also not paint a picture as though elected leaders in Kenya are not supposed to interact, they are not supposed to meet. But the bigger problem is these meetings are political whippings. Okay. We are seeing them going there not just to consult on what is the so-called development, but it's actually to whip people towards the Kenya Kwanza side of government, and that's where the problem is.